Today we're at Hyde Road. As you can see, we've got the buses on the side. So it was quite easy to book the actual tour because I just called up on Friday and 2 days later I got the tour. Now sometimes it may be different because depending on the staff and who. I've got my high-vis on here. So I'm going to take you around the depot today and show you a few buses. So at the end I've got a surprise to show you. I don't know if it's still here or not, it should be. But let's go and see how we've got these buses. So here we've got an Enviro 400. This is 19490. So what I'm going to do is take you into a bit of history about these buses. So there's quite a few of them. They all start with like the 19 fleet. Let me just get the book out. So I did create a book to help me in Hyde Road because sometimes I just forget what I'm saying. So this is the Alexander Dennis Enviro 400. So the fleets of these buses start with 19, but the newer ones are 100. So in the depot, for example, we've got 10041 and 10045. I don't know if they got 41, not sure. But the oldest in the depot is 19116 and the newest is 10051. So these buses run on most of Hyde Road bus depot's routes. Some of them are actually in the Magic Bus livery, and these run on services 142, 143 and 147. So these buses are just quite standard. Some buses actually have bars here. This one you can actually lie down on because it doesn't have a bar. You've got like a bar here going down and then one bar here going upwards. So this one doesn't travel. These buses are quite standard, got quite a lot of seats. They're spread out with most of the depots actually, not just Hyde Road. Ashton have quite a few of them. Wigan, yeah, they have a lot of them. Charleston have quite a lot of them. We've got loads. Middleton, we've got three or four. And then you just got the other depots like, what other depots do you have? I think I just covered them. Stockport have a lot of them, mainly 193s. 193s, so for example 19357, that could be from Stockport. This bus, the cab is quite simple. It's quite nice actually, we take you into it. So, just got the driver's seat here, got the cab, and then we've got CCTV. It's quite a nice cab. Oh, there's a train there. It's going quite hectic right now. We've just got a Virgin train stuck there. But yeah, it's quite a nice cab. Simple. So here we've got the Alexander Dennis Enviro 400 MLT. So this looks like it's from Charleston. This bus is from Charleston, but it's in Hyde Road for some reason. I've seen it before, it's being not in service. So there's probably some issues with this bus. As you can see, there's a fan on the floor. So the cab is quite lovely on these buses. There's a few of them. Stagecoach, the oldest being from Charleston, with the 64 edges. Let me just go outside and check this one in a second. So it's SL64, that they've got a batch of them, and then 10421. So they've got the 104s. Then Hyde Road have the 65 edges, so like 104, 105, 105, and then I'm not sure the rest. And also we've got the 106s. They're the ones with like the chargers and the big leather seats. These buses are quite nice. When they first came, I was super excited because they actually have these leather seats at the back.
See this, boss? Leather. Mom, can I just go upstairs a sec? 1 minute. Nice front seat. Back. This is the back lever. Nice. And back downstairs the bell. Listen. Ding ding.
They are quite different compared to the Enviro 400s. This is the major model change, that's what MMC stands for. Here, it actually looks, the design is kind of like the Tridents. The bell's quite nice. There's only one seat here, 2 seats instead of 4. Now the seats are quite high on these buses. They're not low, but they're not too high either. They're perfect. Like on the Tridents, the seats are quite low. At the back, more leather seats, and then there's this bar that I was talking about. But the other one, Enviro 400s too. But so the fleets of these buses are 10, and then the number that starts, for example, 104, 105, 106. And the oldest of the fleet is 10463. I think that comes from Hyde Road. I'm sure it does. But the newest is 10617. These buses run on most routes, mainly the following: 201, 203, 250 and X50. So this is like the routes Hyde Road put their routes on. Now I just remembered, I made one for the hybrids too. The hybrids of these buses in front and these here. Most of them are green and they actually say electric hybrid on the top. Now I didn't print that one out, I forgot to, so I'm just gonna have to use it on my own record. Fun fact about these buses, they're actually placed outside, so they actually don't cause a fire inside because they're actually known for having fires. So there's 2 types of Enviro 400 hybrids. There's these ones, which are 2010, for example, OU10, MX10, MX60, and etc. These are the older versions, 120, so 12021 this one is, and the oldest being 12014. So Hyde Road have a lot of these, but also Sharston have most of them actually. Sharston were the first ones to get them, even though the Sharstons are quite newer. They're actually not. These are actually from Oxford. So if you go inside now, they've actually got this thing here, and most of the Stagecoach Manchester buses actually don't have that. Inside's quite lovely. It's green compared to the other buses. This one's just totally green. So these buses have a different tone compared to the newer versions. For example, the 122, 121s and stuff like that. So these buses obviously come with a different engine. I'm not sure if it's a different engine or a different battery, or I'm not sure, but I just know when you're on these buses, they make kind of a revving sound and they don't stop until you're slowing down. It's quite hard to understand, but if you know about your buses, you'll get it. But I'll show you some clips soon about them. So yeah, there's not really any noticeable difference inside the buses. Let me take you into one of the newer versions. So here we've got 12249. So as you know, the fleet's different. The number plate is SL63. So with these buses, they actually have a stop-start system. I don't think I can fit in that one. Yeah, I'll just... So this was actually made for Manchester. Here you don't have them Oxford adverts on them. It's basically the same layout of an Enviro 400, but with hybrid specifications, hybrid engines. And it's not really any different compared to the one that we was just on. But the engine, when you're at a bus stop, the bus will actually turn off. Actually, the stairs are a bit straight. I've not noticed that, actually. So when you get to a stop, the engine turns off. The engine will turn off, and then when it gets to about like 50 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, I'm not sure, the bus will then kick in the diesel, and then you'll get kind of rumble sound. And then that's it. With them buses over there, it's constantly just a revving sound, and you can hear it as you're on it. So instead of taking you on one of these driver training Tridents, I'm going to take you on an ex-London Trident. So this Trident is an ALX 400, but it's nicknamed the Trident because many people know it as that. Now this was once my favourite bus when it was in service, but sadly it was withdrawn. Not this exact bus, but this type of bus. Like, see, them two look the same. That's a lovely photo right there. But this type of bus. So to tell it's a Trident or an ALX 400, the fleet is 1.7, but you won't really see them, or sometimes it's 1.8 for the newer Tridents. For example, Stockport have a few that are MX55, and then the fleets are 1.8, and then etc. Now they're quite a lovely buses. It's sad to see them just sat here in the depot. This one's an ex-London one, as I keep saying. Now in this bus, the cab is just quite ugly, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. It's not, doesn't float my boat. If it had a nice cab, no, the cab's beautiful. I'm not gonna. The cab's, I've got mixed opinions, but see this here. If you sit in the actual cab, and I don't think it has it anymore, but there was this, I don't want to mess with anything, but there was this mirror, so if you did look down, I don't know if it's there or not, but if someone looked down, the driver could actually see them. It used to be like that. It's actually crazy how you can actually drive it. It's just buttons everywhere. I don't want to turn anything on right now. So we're going to head upstairs and show you around this bus. Now I did record this depot tour twice because I thought Hyde Road actually wanted to get rid of me as quick as possible. So the first time was me just rambling on and talking as quick as possible. But now I'm actually taking my time because they've been told to take your time. I've been told take your time. Feel free to just walk around. And this bus actually had a VoIP transmission. I call it VOX, but some people call it VoIP. On this bus, the height is actually different compared to Manchester buses because London actually, people can actually stand upstairs on buses in London, then in Manchester they can't. So that's a fact that you probably didn't know. Here's the back door. this would definitely not be in use in Manchester. But there is once when this bus was actually on the Magic bus and it was actually in use, and it was running on the 141 actually. That bus don't run anymore. There's a few trains. These versions really keep getting stopped. So yeah, there's a few differences, but basically it used to get ran on the 141 until that was withdrawn. All the Tridents got taken out of service and they got made to look like this. And it's sad to see. The livery is beautiful, but it's sad to see them not running in service. The layout is a bit different compared to Manchester. Imagine just sat in this seat. It is actually not bad. When the bus is going though, you'll be moving a bit. It's actually not bad, to be honest. It's quite decent. It's crazy to see that. It's crazy to see how buses in London actually work, because I've never been in London before. I'll be going to London this week or next week, but I've never actually been there before this time. So it is good to see before I go. Got a few London adverts here. Step-free travel, so of course there's a lift. We've got this. So London adverts are quite catchy, to be honest, because all the buses in London are actually, is it private or public? Where there's only one company that operates everything, but there's small companies that operate the routes. For example, Stagecoach. We've got this famous. Basically, when I was young, I used to sit at this seat. I used to love sitting at this seat. Then I used to just look down at the driver. I used to have fun doing it actually. And if the driver looks up from the cab where I just was, you can look up and then through this glass, and then you can actually see the whole of the bus. So of course I'm just gonna get out of the way, but you can see, and then you can see the whole of the bus from up here. The seats are quite low in this bus. I've noticed with the ALX 400s is that the seats are low. Not bad though for a 17-year-old bus, 18-year-old bus actually. It's about 17 and a half, 17 and 3/4. So it's nearly 18, a lot older than me. Stairs are quite straight, but the only thing is this bar here. With what the MMC got right is they cut the glass here and then put the bar over it, so you wasn't kind of like banging into the bar when you go up. So here we've got the ALX 300 man buses. So they were great when it was in service. This actually used to run for Stockport. Here you can just see the actual, underneath it actually says Stockport and then SK30DEU. And it's been covered by Hyde Road, of course. Now this bus, I used to love it. I used to just always be amazed when I got on it on the 7. The 7's ran by Stockport now, as you've seen in previous videos. Let's get on it now. There's a Virgin Pendolino over there. So on these buses, they've now been sabotaged and turned into training buses. In the cab, it's quite a nice cab actually. Yeah, actually, I would love to just drive this bus, even though it's quite old. Got better cabs than some of the Barrow 400s, because it's kind of like a wraparound cab. So I know it's changed. There's no driver's door. There's no. Yeah, it's all changed because it's now a training bus. So the seat belts here. This seat's original. This seat's not. This seat's been added because there actually used to be a seat there, and this bit here, this little step, just used to. No, this step's on me. It looks like. And there used to be a seat there. This bit's changed I'm not sure about this bit, I don't think that was changed. Everything else on the bus is basically the exact same, except from there's a few bars here and there. Everything's the same until we get to here, and there's just this big box that I'm not a great fan of. You should just keep it as a seat. This box is pointless, you just got rid of the seats. Obviously I get why, because you don't want this to just be an empty space. They've got this thing here, cabinet, probably for documents and stuff. Then I've got tables here. Now this is new, let me sit at the tables, because why not? So it is quite comfy actually, but if you're quite a big person, you're not going to fit there. We've got a ticket machine holder here. This could be for like scoring points or tracking the bus when it's out in service. Pop this in and it actually tracks where the bus is. Then at the back everything's the same. Then you just got this big space here that some teenagers used to just sit on. So previously I did say that there was a bus that was down there in the actual huts, whatever you call them, the arches. But this is actually it. So this was the prototype Enviro 300. It was named the Trams bus Enviro 300. Now this bus is quite different. They don't have any anymore. It was a demonstrator and it ran with Stagecoach. Oh, it's quite a mess in here. I remember getting on it on my last depot tour. The cab. It's not a bad cab actually. This was probably like the first type of Enviro cab. I probably won't turn anything on right now because I could land myself in trouble. I don't want to turn the electrics on actually. I don't think I should. The design on this bus is different. The Enviro 300 now has 3 seats here and 3 on the other side. Now this bus, it has one facing that way, like the man buses, and one facing that way, like this bus. It is quite a different design compared to other buses. It would have been revolutionary. Just one seat here. This bus looks like it's actually getting restored. It's, last time I got on this bus, it was looking quite dirty, but now it's actually looking quite nice. This was when the mega riders were £13.50. I've gone up to about £6, £16. It doesn't smell too great on this bus. The emergency exit is quite big. I think this bus is going to be getting refurbished and then sent back in service. No, I doubt it'll be sent back in service. It could be used as a bus that... It could be used as a bus that goes to events. For example, the Trans bus rally that they have every year at Heath Park in September. Could be that. 27501. It is quite an ugly looking Enviro 400 hybrid. It looks quite ugly without the stage. No, it looks quite ugly without the Stagecoach logo. But it actually also looks nice. It looks more beefier. It looks more like it's going to run you over than it would if it had the Stagecoach logo on. This looks like it's getting a repaint. So we'll leave this one for now. 19270. This is just a typical Enviro 400. Over there we've got a magic bus there. So of course these buses need fixing, so of course they get fixed. As you see there, let me just try and get into the little gap. It says Trans bus here and then Enviro 300. Now with the newer ones it actually says Enviro 300. It says it there on the newer ones, but some of them you can't see. But to notice that it's an Enviro 300 is that this window here will be square. I'll have it because it's the older version, but it'll actually have like a curve there. But they don't have them in this depot, unfortunately. It'd be great if they did, once I visited, they actually did have one. Spot the train. It's class 319 for any train spotters. Got a magic bus here. Actually, I had to manually open this because it seems like the air's gone out of it. There's not really any difference with the magic buses other than the livery outside and the magic bus there. The price, of course, is different, but I've heard that they're going to be getting rid of them because there's not really any point. Stagecoach has won the rivalry on Oxford Road. No more First, no more Fingerland, no more anyone. It's just Stagecoach and Go North West and a bit of First, but as you know, First are kind of getting phased out of Manchester. So you, in a few months or in a year or so, no more magic bus. It'll probably just be them and them in front. At this point, I wanted to find the demo bus that Hyde Road have. Just look at it. It actually looks beautiful. Wow, this is one of the smallest gaps I've been in between two buses. Oh gosh, I'm in a big maze of buses. So at this point I bumped into Shane. We couldn't find the bus, so I guess it was probably out on the 42A, I guess. You're probably wondering who's Shane. Shane is the amazing driver that took me around Hyde Road. At first it was a lady. She was actually also awesome as well because she just let me go in the depot. It wasn't really that much of a problem. I just got in and I got to video the buses in peace. So of course we've been in this depot. We have Shane revving this bus. So as you see, he's a United fan. So this is the great driver that actually showed me around the depot. Told me a lot of information. Give a wave to Shane. So I have enjoyed the depot, of course. Shane's taught me a few stuff. It's been great actually. I won't mind working here actually because... How do you find working here? You find it good? Yeah? Good. So I hope you enjoyed that video and I'll see you again soon.